The difference between diversity and inclusion is is interesting for me to want to delve into that. Help me understand what are the key differences between the two and how organizations and companies are seeing it and whether they understand it in the first place.
It's very simple for me. It's like a zoo, okay? This world is a zoo, okay? Now, if you want to understand diversity, just see what are the different kind of species and breeds and fauna that you have been able to put together. Okay, that's how you look at your diversity. Whether they are flourishing, each of them are getting the right kind of food that they need. A giraffe will need a different diet, an elephant will need a different diet, a tiger or a lion will need a different diet. And if you chose to bring a penguin also in your zoo, then they will also need a different
Need a
diet.
different diet, sure.
Each one of them is flourishing, growing the way that they are supposed to be growing, getting nurtured, not just coexisting, but also not killing each other. That's
Mm-hmm.
inclusion. Okay, that means a place which has been able to take care of each and every individual distinctive needs and able to cater to them, and hence everyone is able to grow the way they are supposed to grow in a naturally conducive environment. So this is the simplest way I put diversity and inclusion, that bring as many individuals that you want to bring,
Mm-hmm.
right? The companies have to realize that each one is coming with their own need. Some diversity metrics are very obvious. For example, you can easily see if I have men or if I have women,
Right.
right? But there's so much more to diversity, right? Even in men and women, you may have parents, you will have working parents, you may have single parent, you may have individuals who are living with their parents and
Parents, yeah.
so they're the only people who their family is just dependent on. You may have single mothers, you may have individuals who are coming from, let's say, same set and same sex marriage setup,
Mm-hmm.
and majority of the government policies do not support any types of health benefits or any such thing. My point here is that the kind of individuals who exist in your environment, the personas that exist in your environment, that differentiator, that variables are your diversity. And whether as an organization you're able to take care of each and everyone's individual need and allow them to grow the way they should naturally grow, that's your inclusion. So that's as simple as I put it. And I saw the laugh
No,
that
that is
laughs at that, but what other way is there to explain it? Tell me,
no.
Suranjan.
That's a very unique way. It makes it very clear to me.
Yes, if
How?
you walk into a zoo, sorry to interrupt, if you
Yeah.
walk into a zoo and sometimes we see that, oh, this one, look at the rabbit, it doesn't look very well fed. Or you look at the crocodile pond and you say that I don't think there's enough space for it. And
Right.
that's where you're already identifying that natural growth is not happening.
Sure.
People are not, those individuals are not able to actually bloom the way that they should be blooming. And that's what you see in inclusive workplaces, right? People are happy, they're
Right.
productive,
Right.
their intellectual, mental, physical well-being has been taken care of. You will feel it. Inclusion will hit you when you walk into a workplace. You will be able to feel it very strongly, right? And then you will start noticing the diversity, not the other way
Not
around.
the other way around. Sure. No, that's a very interesting perspective. What have you seen with companies? Do they get the difference? Do they understand and what it means to recognize diversity and be inclusive of it?
This is my favorite joke. So, how we have understood diversity and inclusion is, so diversity is automatically equivalent to inclusion, is automatically equivalent to women, is automatically equivalent to cis women, individuals who look like and dress like women. Okay, so this is what I answer to your question. Do companies understand it? So, so no, companies don't, and the entire definition needs to change now. Because if you look at the Diversity and Inclusion Awards, Suranjan, okay,
Mm,
the questions that are being asked on our awards also, like when I have to send these questionnaire to the companies, they're majorly focusing on women-related initiatives, women ratio in the team, interventions that have been done by the company.
Right.
Now, so it's also saying that whoever is teaching, whatever the conversation in the society is also going on, also needs revisiting, because somewhere companies think that we are diverse if we have. Okay, so that's the second part actually. First part is this misunderstanding of the definition. The second part is getting this feeling that yes, we are diverse, right? We have standards like companies flaunting 20-25% as diversity with a lot of
Mm-hmm.
pride,
Mm-hmm.
right? Yes, while you can ask me that, Pallavi, is it not better than 1%? Yes, sure, it is definitely better than 1%. It is definitely better than 0%, right? Absolutely nothing taking
Right.
away. But how is 20% celebratory? Number one, what are we celebrating? Just the woman presence? And then if we have to go deeper, it's all a pyramid. It is all a pyramid, right? That where that 20% ka 15% lie and the remaining
That's true.
2% or 1%
Is it
lie.
20% across the pyramid or only in one part of the pyramid is the question, right?
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So yes, and then also what's the shift in that 20%? That's my third point about what companies are getting wrong about. So sorry. That what companies are getting wrong about diversity and inclusion is that we are not measuring it across the board, in the sense that we are not going deeper into understanding where it happens, where the problems are. So let's say maybe whatever kind of diversity that I want to introduce in my team, right? Tomorrow it could be diversity with respect to just women, which is the easiest thing to do in today's time, by the way, right? Easiest thing to do. I mean, if you have to tell somebody that why don't you build a diversity of different gender personalities, and you say that okay, do focus on trans inclusion,
Mm-hmm.
right? That may still take you a lot of effort, because finding the talent, doing the job fit, and so many other things, it takes time. Or if you have to do the diversity with respect to, let's say, race and culture, and especially people with disabilities,
Mm-hmm.
there's a different science altogether. There's no art in it. There's a different science altogether of job mapping, or even before that, understanding the different kind of disabilities that exist. That's a lot of work that needs to be done. But if today, Suranjan, you and I, for our company, we say that we want to build women diversity, easiest thing to do, right? But the third part that I want to go back to, where companies are getting it wrong, is that why it is not happening, right? What I mean by that, so diversity at the board level, because it's pushed majorly by regulations, it doesn't work.